like he did the last time, Ortiz gonna finish him.
Wow.
So he gotta tighten up his defense.
10 steps behind you, right?
He gotta tighten up his defense. Boots looked like himself. He was sharp, he was explosive, and, you know, the experience that he carried in the ring allowed him to be victorious that night, and his skills and talent.
Did you think he would look like that, or did you think he would look better, worse? What were you expecting going in?
I wasn't expecting anything.
Okay.
I was just expecting to watch Xander fight and Boots fight, and that was it. And I know he's faster than most. He's more explosive than most, but at the same time, he's shown in the past that he can get careless and that he's going out there just to fight, you know, and I don't think when you get higher and higher, that's going to be enough.
Eddie said this would be a massive fight, you versus him.
And they're just doing whatever happens. And then whatever it's going to be is what it's going to be.
He ain't that damn good, Sean, that he could do that?
He's that damn good, but when moments like that happen against this level, a 23-year-old, when that moment happens against a 23-year-old, it's different from when a moment like that happens against a Virgil Ortiz, a Sebastian Fundora. Not only are they more mature, but they're also more experienced in the ring. He does not get out of those moments.
Real strong guy. His knockout ratio is very high. What he got, like one, maybe two fights where it wasn't a KO?
Yeah, yep.
Xander don't have a high knockout rate, right?
Right.
13 KOs.
Out of how many fights?
Was 25?
13 and 23 wins.
Okay.
Which is kind of low in the beginning of your career. Usually, I think him and Ortiz will be an even more entertaining fight if they fight than last night. I think they're gonna go toe to toe, and it's really gonna be who can take the other one's punch.
The boxing world seems completely caught up in the excitement, with many treating one major championship victory as undeniable proof of total dominance. Fans everywhere are already crowning Jaron Boots Ennis as the sport's next unstoppable force, convinced that his latest triumph confirms he is ready to rule boxing for years to come. The celebration has been non-stop, with countless supporters believing this performance officially announced the arrival of boxing's next pound-for-pound superstar. To many, this victory was more than just another title win. It was a statement that a new era has officially begun.
Victory, in a sense where nobody picked Xander to win. I think it's going to be different when he goes up against a Fundora or a Virgil, because if one of those guys get him hurt like Xander did, I don't think it's going to be the same outcome. I don't worry about coming back to prove anything, but the only thing that I can say is I'm tense.
However, not everyone shares that level of excitement. Pound-for-pound great Terence "Bud" Crawford offered a completely different perspective that challenged the popular opinion surrounding Ennis's performance. Rather than applauding the victory as flawless, Crawford suggested that many fans overlooked several important weaknesses hidden beneath the impressive result. In his view, the fight was far from a perfect display of dominance. Instead, he believes it exposed flaws that elite-level opponents could eventually exploit if those habits remain uncorrected. According to Crawford, a closer technical breakdown reveals a clear blueprint capable of creating serious problems for the rising champion.
The Boots and Xander is, you know, I felt like Xander fought the wrong fight, you know, but, you know, a lot of people knew Xander was green and he was taking a fight too soon. But at the same time, you can't exchange with somebody that's faster than you and more athletic than you. So I thought that was the wrong game plan in his own right. You know, Boots is more faster, sharper, especially in the exchanges. And I think that's what led Xander to get hurt the times that he did get hurt, because he got caught with a shot that he didn't see.
Hey, but speaking to that though, real quick, and I'm sure you're going to agree with this, he had to, at some point, find moments to exchange with Boots in order to try to get off. I think ultimately that was how he was able to land that big punch that he landed in the third round. He had to be able to take chances, but the green in him didn't have the understanding as to when to take those chances.
That's my point. That's my point. You know, that's where experience come into play.
Yeah.
knowing when to exchange, when not to exchange, when to move, when to hold. Like if you watched when he got real hurt, real bad, he didn't know when to hold, and we all yelling like, grab him. He's right there to be grabbed. Yeah. And, the Puerto Rican heart in him led him not to grab and take more punishment than needed, so it was a great fight. Boots showed heart, he showed grit, Xander showed tremendous heart, but I just think, going forward, both of
those vulnerabilities become much easier to recognize once the final result is placed to one side and the actual action inside the ring is carefully examined. Crawford observed that Ennis was repeatedly being caught by clean punches, occasionally losing his balance, and visibly reacting to shots that top-level fighters generally avoid absorbing. He also highlighted Ennis's tendency to throw long, aggressive combinations, leaving himself stretched out and sacrificing defensive responsibility in pursuit of an exciting finish. Against Imantas Stanionis, those moments did not cost him because he was still able to recover and secure an impressive victory. However, Crawford believes that facing a truly elite puncher at the highest level would make those same mistakes far more dangerous. His warning was simple and direct: if a world-class finisher consistently lands those openings, the outcome could look completely different. A fighter can only take so many defensive risks before eventually paying a heavy price against someone with devastating power and precise timing.
Different when he goes up against a Fundora or a Virgil, because if one of those guys get him hurt like Xander did, I don't think it's going to be.
That brings the conversation directly to the opponent Crawford believes presents the greatest threat to Ennis's unbeaten run. Sebastian Fundora stands out as one of the most unique champions in boxing today, possessing physical advantages unlike almost anyone else competing in the 154-pound division. Crawford has openly described Fundora's extraordinary height, reach, and awkward style as creating matchup problems that very few fighters are properly equipped to solve. In his opinion, those unusual physical tools alone make Fundora an exceptionally difficult challenge for any opponent.
All the above is that when Crawford was asked about who would win a fight between Fundora and Jaron Boots Ennis right now, shockingly, Crawford said Fundora. He believes Fundora is a cheat code at 154 and he can beat Jaron Ennis. That he believes he will beat Jaron Ennis. And that's a mega fight. That's a huge fight. But I must say, I'm shocked by Crawford's response to the question picking Fundora over Jaron Ennis. Remember, Fundora was knocked out by Mendoza not too long ago. So clearly Crawford was impressed by Fundora's performance against Keith Thurman. And when Crawford was being asked about, do you regret not fighting Keith Thurman at 147? He said no. And that's a silly question because Keith Thurman didn't want to fight Bud at 147. For like years, Top Rank tried to make the fight, and no one wanted to see Bud Crawford in general. But now everyone want to talk. What's funny, everyone was ducking Bud. But the ones that didn't, they ended up finding out what time it is. Why he was.
Fundora's success is not built on his height alone. Over the years, he has developed a style specifically designed to maximize every inch of his incredible reach while using a sharp, accurate jab to control opponents from long distance. Crawford believes that when a fighter like Ennis attempts to close the distance while lowering his guard and throwing extended combinations, he creates opportunities for someone like Fundora to capitalize from well outside normal punching range. According to Crawford, Fundora's combination of size, reach, pressure, and awkward angles would expose every defensive lapse Ennis has shown in recent fights. In his opinion, that unique style creates a difficult tactical puzzle that the young champion could struggle to solve once the opening bell rings.
Talked about Boots and Virgil, but what do you think about Boots and Fundora after that performance?
I'm saying, yeah. I wouldn't rush to that.
In that fight too?
I'm a favor him, but like I'm saying, Fundora, man, that range, he got to get past that range, and he has good timing, and he throws the uppercuts, and and he's standing up, so these are great fights. That's a great fight, that's a great fight. I don't know how he does in that fight. I think he does well. I can't say who will win, like I say, I'm not Nostradamus. I was just thinking that I'm not I know people love predictions because it's like fun. You know, people just want to hear what other people got to say. But like I'm saying, I couldn't tell you who would win that fight. I just know they're great fights to be had and made, and styles make fights. And I think they both tremendous talents, and I would love to see those.
The story surrounding this potential matchup extends beyond boxing styles alone and moves into the world of behind-the-scenes negotiations. Crawford revealed that he previously tried to secure a fight with Sebastian Fundora, but those plans never became reality because Fundora's team reportedly preferred pursuing a showdown with Errol Spence Jr. instead. According to Crawford, they believed a fight with Spence would generate greater attention, stronger business opportunities, and a much bigger event overall. That decision ultimately prevented the matchup from moving forward despite Crawford's interest.
Fundora's, you know what I mean? He got 2 belts. I want to become undisputed at 154. That was my train of thought. But when he said he didn't want to fight me because I wasn't basically big enough, I looked at him like, huh? I don't sell. That's what his handlers were saying. Oh, I don't sell, and they want to fight Errol Spence because he's a bigger fighter.
But you knew what that was, though.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool, Crawford.
The Fundora thing, you seen that play coming a mile away. Like, as soon as that fight was even talked about, I said it's going to be a phone call made, and he finna walk that back. Whether he wanted to fight or not, he wasn't going to be allowed to, and you know that. You know, Allen had made that call.
Many fans found that explanation surprising, especially considering Crawford had already defeated Errol Spence Jr. in dominant fashion. Even so, the situation highlighted just how carefully boxing teams evaluate opportunities before agreeing to major fights. Crawford also stated that both Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Jaron "Boots" Ennis missed their best opportunity to face him. According to Crawford, Ortiz passed on a mandatory position, while Ennis reportedly chose not to move into place for the fight when discussions were taking place. Crawford also responded directly to criticism from Ryan Garcia, making it clear that throughout his career he has consistently defeated younger, ambitious challengers. He insisted that no amount of criticism should diminish everything he has accomplished inside the ring over the years.
I'll fight Terence Crawford. Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight me. Virgil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me, you know, but now everybody, oh, I'll fight Terence, or I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, cool. When y'all had y'all opportunity, you know, y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence Crawford. That's the narrative now. We want to fight.
We can get it on. So he says, what about you coming up? I said, no. I'm with Showtime. You know what I mean? I said, now, you want to make the fight, you call Steven Espinoza and talk to him, discuss that. Because that's who we with, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know? And when I said that, I said, plus I'm loyal to these guys. I don't just leave and go to another.
Crawford's comments immediately divided the boxing community and sparked heated debates across social media and throughout the boxing world. Many supporters completely rejected his assessment, accusing him of being overly critical because a younger generation of fighters is beginning to take over the spotlight. They believe Ennis's explosive offense, relentless pressure, exceptional athleticism, and ability to overwhelm opponents would simply prove too much for Fundora before his physical advantages could ever become the deciding factor. To those fans, Boots has already shown enough to prove he belongs among boxing's elite.
He has everything that boxing takes. You know what I'm saying? My downfall came from me. You know what I'm saying? I beat my own self. You know what I mean? I don't worry. There's no fight you see me in the way I was destroyed, beat up, and ran over. I beat me. I mean, come on, you know? That's another conversation.
Right.
Another conversation. But yeah, but back to Xander, take this fight different, brother. Take the fight different. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, step to the side, do what you got to do. Take a tune-up fight, sharpen your swords up, sharpen your knives up, and then come back and revisit the situation if that's your route. Or you might want to take another route. And, you know, there's more belts out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's still more belts to go grab and put together. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You disagree?
No.
I disagree. That was more explosive than Boots. I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, Boots, these guys was calm. They take their time, patient. I went in there round one. We're gonna find out everything. You know how I was, man. Round one, we're gonna figure all this stuff.
Others, however, strongly support Crawford's technical analysis. Many experienced boxing observers and longtime analysts believe the concerns he raised are completely justified after reviewing Ennis's recent performances. They point to the same defensive habits Crawford identified and argue that Ennis often escapes criticism for mistakes that would receive far greater attention if almost any other fighter made them. Among many respected experts, the conversation has gradually shifted toward the belief that Fundora's exceptional size, reach, awkward style, and constant pressure could eventually become the obstacle that finally challenges Ennis more than any previous opponent.
About Boots, yes. Specifically, primarily, because I wanted you on here for this. Now, the kid is not game planning. The dad is not game planning. They're showing up to the ring. They're showing up to the ring, and they're just doing whatever happens. And then whatever it's going to be is what it's going to be.
He ain't that damn good, Sean, that he could do that?
He's that damn good, but when moments like that happen against this level, a 23-year-old, when that moment happens against a 23-year-old, is different from when a moment like that happens against a Virgil Ortiz, a Sebastian Fundora. Not only are they more mature, but they're also more experienced in the ring. He does not get out of those moments, out of that moment with those guys. And I was talking to somebody. Go ahead.
To Sean's point, I think, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, what you're getting at is even Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan needed the triangle. Even, Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, he needed a Bill Belichick system, and you need a system and a coach with the game plan to execute at the highest level.
I'm talking to somebody last night. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna throw the ball to 9. I want you to take it from there. Now, I was talking to somebody, like I said, very close to Boots last night. I said, listen, the problem is, I said, you can have all the talent in the world. This is Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens against the New England Patriots. They're never getting past New England, don't matter how amazing Lamar is. So much talent, far more talented than Tom Brady, but does not have a system, does not systematically.
At the same time, respected trainer Robert Garcia expressed complete confidence in Virgil Ortiz Jr., reminding everyone that Ortiz's recent performances have showcased much more than devastating knockout power. Garcia believes his fighter has continued developing into a complete and well-rounded boxer who possesses the skill set necessary to compete with absolutely anyone in the sport. The different opinions shared by respected voices inside boxing only demonstrate how evenly divided this debate has become. Even some of the sport's most experienced trainers, analysts, and former champions remain split over who would ultimately come out on top in these potential blockbuster matchups.
Much better fight. I think both are warriors. Boots just showed it. And I think style-wise, it's a beautiful fight.
You're picking Fundora. Is that based off of, Boots getting hurt, or is that just because Fundora's kind of been on a roll recently?
But both. I think after we all seen that Boots does get hurt and he got hurt, I think everybody could feel the same way about Fundora versus Boots, Virgil versus Boots. Fundora is showing that he's got great power too, but he's just too awkward, too difficult, too tall for anybody. So that's why that's my opinion. I could be wrong, and Boots goes and destroys Fundora. That'd be beautiful too. He's in boxing. He's a great name for boxing. Great fighter that could become the next big superstar also. But look, I have Virgil in the same weight division.
That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more boxing content like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our future uploads. We'd also love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to leave your opinion in the comments below and let us know who you think would win these massive matchups. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.